No moro, mitä jäbä?
No niin, meikäs täällä alhaalla nyt, että tuut alaa.
Ai mitä jäbä täällä?
Niin, jos äijän muistaa, millä tänään nyt kuvaukset. Täällä tulee vielä vettä, että se on akuutti meininki, että koitahan nyt heräillä sieltä.
Ai niin. No, vitsi tuo aivan.
Joo, moro.
No morska.
No niin, haloo. Mikäs tunnelma siellä?
No, tässä nyt taas päästä käymään niin, että meitä syömme kahtaan vähän uudestaan.
Mä oon tosiaan täällä alhaalla.
No, me kohdintaan vain. Pikku hetki.
Yes. Alright. No.
Welcome to the final episode of our film course. In this video, we're covering the post-production part of the filmmaking. Post-production is everything that happens after the last day of the shootings until the film is ready. Now, that's quite a lot of stuff, so let's jump right in.
Well, the very first thing to do is to copy all the footage to the computer or hard drives. In a large shoot where a lot of material is shot, cards need to be copied all the time during the shooting days. A DIT, a digital image technician, usually deals with this.
You need to be careful when copying the footage. If something would go missing, it can be a really severe situation on the set. It is also a good idea to keep a backup of your files on the other hard drive.
Let's connect your phone or memory card to the computer and copy the footage. This kind of multi-format card reader is very handy. We shot on SD cards, but this reader can also do CF cards.
It's a brilliant idea to keep the project folder nice and organized, so save all of your video material under the title Footage. And if you had several days of shootings, we usually make the separation day by day as well.
Once you have all your files copied, it's time to fire up the editing software. Alright. There are many editing softwares to choose from completely free to very expensive ones. At work, I always use Adobe Premiere Pro, and Elkka is a Final Cut Pro guy. Well, these are great softwares, but quite complicated to use and expensive. So we will show you the basics with iMovie. It comes free with Apple Mac computers, and it is surprisingly capable. If you use Windows computer, check from the Padlet page what options you have.
Okay, so here we are at iMovie. Let's start by importing our footage to the project by selecting the folder in which your files are located at. Next, we can start going through different takes, starting from the first shot of the film to see which one is the best. Once we know which one we want to use, we just simply drag it to the timeline down here. Now, as this is repeated for each shot of the film, it can be very time-consuming and tiring work. We only have few shots in this example film, but imagine having something like 1,000 shots as a proper feature film would easily have.
If you recorded the sound separately, like we did, now it's time to sync the sound. We, by the way, use the phone trick here. Just bring the audio into the timeline and line up the sound spikes of the claps. And then it's time to start the cutting job. First by pulling in from the beginning of the first shot to adjust the starting point. And in similar way we cut the ending. Then let's move to the next shot. First let's trim the beginning. Now we can move the playhead over the cut and play it back to see if the cut works.
Mitä jäbä?
No niin, meikäs täällä alhaalla nyt tätä.
Seems pretty good to me. Then we continue this until the end of the film.
After we have had the whole film cut this way, we should watch the film to see if everything fits together and if there's something we could still improve. This is time for getting creative. If you think about changing the order of the shots, what kind of effect would that have on the film?
Or we could try some different transitions. Sometimes a more expressive transition is better than a hard cut. Crossfade, for example, is commonly used type of transition. It gives a sense of time passing along. Let's use it here as well, as some time should have actually passed between me falling asleep again and you arriving to my door.
See, if you have the straight cut, it seems like the following shot is happening immediately after, but with the dissolve it's obvious that some time has been passing in between. It's really quite a powerful trick.
There are a lot of different kinds of transitions you could try, but I advise to be careful with the crazy ones. Usually they are not considered to be very film-like, but can fit great to a music video, for example. But let's stick to the crossfade here. I really like it. When we are happy, let's move on to the color grading. This means fixing color or adding artistic expression to the color by changing it on purpose.
On iMovie it is also possible to add this kind of Instagram style filters on the video. Feel free to browse through them as well. For this film, we just want to have this quite fresh morning feel with the color, nothing too crazy really. Also check that the color doesn't change too much from shot to another, because if it does, the outcome might not feel continuous and could even give this false impression of different place and time.
Up here, under the color tab, you can find 3 sliders to control color and exposure. This first one is the exposure controller. Left side of it represents shadow and right one highlights. By pulling the endpoints, you can see how we can add extra contrast to the footage. The other points control midtones. Try to move them too and see what happens. The next slider is saturation, how much color there is in the picture. If you pull it all the way to the left, you will end up with black and white picture as all the color information is taken out. The other end boosts the color even too much. A final slider is the color temperature slider, between cold tones and warm tones. Once we are happy with the edit and the color, we can add the final touch, the titles. There are many animated titles to choose from. Let's take a look.
Under the titles menu, you find all the options. Let's try this one. Just drag it on the top and edit the text. This is maybe not that suitable. It's a bit too fairy tale like. I will choose a bit more subtle one. Perhaps this one. Alright, that looks good.
The film is now fully finished and we only need to get it out from the editing software. This process is called exporting. There are sometimes many different file formats and codecs to choose from. It can be quite complicated to understand the differences, and we will not go in very much detail with those now. I suggest you to always use MP4 format with the codec H.264, written down here. It is the most widely supported format and also YouTube uses it.
On iMovie, you can find the export window from up here. Select the File option, name your project, make sure both video and audio are exported, choose the resolution that fits your needs, and as you remember, the 1080p means the Full HD. Set the quality, for example, to high, and the compression option to better quality. Below the preview window, you can also see the overall length and the estimated file size of the film. Press Next, select the destination, and hit the export button.
Okie dokie, we are all done with our film, ready to be uploaded to the internet. One last thing, remember how I promised in the first video that you would get to see the final frame of the attack of the cyber octopuses. The film is now fully finished, and here it comes.
I know, Mayor. We're working on it, and we're really pretty close. Just we've never had to deal with anything like this before.
I don't care what you faced. You need to move. We can't risk them finding the backup servers.
I know, we will.
Cyberspace cannot fail.
So, it's a wrap then. Thank you for participating on our course. It has been a lot of fun making these videos for you guys. There's a lot of things that we obviously didn't cover on these videos, but the internet is full of good content on the topic, so just keep learning.
Yeah, I hope these videos have been helpful and that you have learned something new. Now, just head out, find your story, shoot it, edit it, and let us all see it.
The deadline for you to have your films ready is coming, and remember that every team or individual who is ready by the time then will have the chance to win a prize. More information about the prizes and the voting procedures will be posted on the Facebook page soon.
So, just take care, and we wish you good luck making great films.
Over and